Hey guys, in today's video, we're going to be seeing if Deku was in One Piece, could he beat Luffy in a one-on-one fight? And first up, we're going to go with Deku. He's from Class 1A. He's All Might's successor and the main character of My Hero Academia. He was given All for One, which has multiple quirks he has access to. He has a full cowl, which strengthens his body. He could go all the way to 100% full cowl, which gives him strength that surpasses Prime All Might. He also has gear shift, which allows him to alter the speed of objects and people. And with this, he could ignore the law of inertia, allowing him to do like rapid punches, which makes his attacks even stronger. Deku also has his own gears with this quirk, starting with low gear, which slows his movement down, then going to second gear, then third gear, then top gear. Each gear makes him faster. And then up next is Fajin, which allows him to store kinetic energy and release it into powerful attacks. With the Fajin quirk, Deku can drastically increase his speed and power. And when he combined this with another quirk, like his Black Whip, he could move fast enough to outspeed Lady Nagat's sniper bullet. And those bullets could like travel roughly 200 kilometers in less than a second. And that was like Deku at 45% Fajin. Deku's next quirk is Danger Sense, and it allows him to avoid attacks and sense where attacks are coming from, from bloodlusted and hostile enemies. And it kind of like a basic observation hockey, but it's a quirk instead. After Danger Sense comes his Black Whip quirk, which creates dark energy whips / chains, and he can use them to like grab, throw, and even reinforce his body. They surround his body, but he could also shoot it from his mouth. And with overlay, he could reinforce his body with the Black Whips. So even if his body is like heavily damaged, he could still fight. He also has the quirks Smokescreen and Float, and he could combine his quirks / abilities to make his attacks more stronger and faster. He can't use Gear Shift for too long because he will get tired, but he did use it for a good amount of time with his fight against Shigaraki. In terms of power, Deku should be multi-continental because he was stated to be stronger than Prime All Might, and he fought and defeated Shigaraki with his final attack, which was calculated to be multi-continental levels of AP. For speed, he should be light speed to maybe just faster than light, because he was stated to be faster than Prime All Might, and Deku fought Shigaraki, who could react and reflect light beams that were shot at him from the jets during his fight with Star and Stripe. Plus, Star and Stripe caught some of the light beams, and plus, Deku at 45% Fajin was outspeeding Lady Nagat's sniper bullets, which can move at like sub-realistic speeds. Now that Deku's scaling is out of the way, next up is Luffy. And Luffy is the guy who's going to be the next king of the pirate and is currently Emperor of the Sea. Luffy has a range of abilities, some coming from his Devil Fruit, while others come from his 3 different types of haki he has. Luffy has the Nika Nika no Mi, or better known as the Mythical Zone Fruit, Sun God Nika. And with his Devil Fruit, Luffy has the ability to turn his body and his surroundings into rubber. He also has access to fire-based attacks with his Red Hawk and Red Rock techniques. Luffy also has access to different forms with his gears. He has Gear 2nd, Gear 3rd, Gear 4th, and now Gear 5th with his Awakening. Gear 2nd pumps blood through Luffy's vein at a fast rate, which increases his speed by a lot. Gear 3rd allows him to increase the size of his limbs. Gear 4th transforms him into 3 other forms. The first one is Bound Man, where his strength and speed increases several times over. The second one is Tank Man, which increases his durability by a lot by Luffy, eating a bunch of food. And the last one is Snake Man, and that increases his attack speed. So his punches keep getting faster with each change of direction and can chase down enemies. Luffy also could fly in his Gear 4 Bound Man form, and after the time skip, Luffy can use Gear 2nd and Gear 3rd with ease and combine them whenever he wants. And now in Elbaf, Luffy can use his Gear 4th form in his base, and before, in Gear 4th, Luffy had a 10-minute time limit, but since Luffy could use Gear 4th in his base form now, I don't really know if he still has that time limit. So I'm going to say that time limit is at least removed in his base form when he's using Gear 4th in his base. And the last and final form is Gear 5th, which is Luffy's Awakening. In this form, he can increase the size of his body with ease, turn the ground, the clouds, and even give energy such as fire and lightning rubber-like attributes. Luffy can also casually fly and run on air in Gear 5th. He could also turn his enemies into rubber when he punches them, and attacks do affect Luffy a bit different in Gear 5th. Like regular punches can't hurt Luffy because he's rubber, but in Gear 5th, Luffy's body will like morph when it is hit with like non-sharp object. And Luffy does have a time limit in Gear 5th around 10 minutes. So that is a major weakness for him. Luffy is vulnerable to slashing attacks, but with Haki, he can defend against cutting attacks. And speaking of Luffy's Haki, he has all 3 versions of Haki, and he has access to their advanced versions. With observation Haki, Luffy can sense and predict where attacks are going to come from, and with the advanced version, Luffy can see a few seconds into the future as long as he remains calm. Luffy also has armament Haki, which can cover his fists, his body, and any object he touches with an invisible black coating that increases his strength and durability. And with the advanced version Rio, Luffy can bypass the durability of people and objects and hit them internally with his Haki attacks. Last but not least is his King's Haki. With King's Haki, Luffy can send out an invisible wave that can affect his enemy's spirit and can knock out weak enemies. With the advanced version of King's Haki, Luffy can infuse his King's Haki into his armament Haki Rio attacks and do internal damage to one's spirit without touching them. Luffy can also do it to defend himself and repel incoming attacks. Now for Luffy's power and durability, Luffy should be at least multi-continental plus to moon level plus in terms of AP. His Bajran gun was calculated to be 13.8 exotons of TNT, which is around multi-continental levels in AP. Luffy does scale higher to other Yonkos like Old Whitebeard, who caused earthquakes and tsunamis around the One Piece world, and was stated to be able to destroy the world. And in Elbaf, there are multiple statements that Sun God Nika destroyed the world 2 times over, but it is not 100% clear how he did it. So I'm just going to, place Luffy comfortably at moon level in AP, but he can scale to, small planet level to maybe planet level in AP. And for Luffy's speed, Luffy is faster than light plus to really massively faster than light. Since the beginning of the time skip, Luffy has been shown to dodge pacifista light beams and even called it too slow. And before you guys even come at me with the pacifista beams aren't actually light speed, yes they are. It is stated multiple times that they are light beams and that Dr. Vegapunk took it from Kizaru's light devil fruit. And in Egghead Island, we see that Dr. Vegapunk can make exact copies of devil fruit powers with the seraphims. And in Egghead Island, Sentomaru is reacting to Kizaru's light attacks. Sanji reacts and kicks away Kizaru's light laser, which surprises them, and Luffy is fighting with Kizaru and keeping up with them quite easily. There are also mid-tier characters like Vinsmoke Niji, who is stated to be light speed, and he is way weaker and way slower than Katakuri, who Luffy beat all the way back in Whole Cake Island, and then he proceeded to get Speed Blitz in one shot by Kaido. Now with both Deku and Luffy scaling out of the way, let's see who wins this fight. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if it wasn't obvious, the winner is Monkey D Luffy. And the loser is Deku. The reason why Luffy wins is Luffy is just much faster, much stronger, and has better overall abilities than Deku. It's not even close. In terms of speed, Luffy is easily faster than light plus at minimum and should really be massively faster than light, while Deku is just passing that light speed bar. And in terms of power, Luffy is easily placed at that moon level of AP, while Deku at his best is multi-continental in power. Even if we took Luffy at multi-continental, Luffy's Bajrain gun is calculated at 13 exotons, while Deku's final punch that split the sky was calculated at 42 pentatons. That still puts Luffy's Bajrain gun several times stronger than Deku's final punch. And for their abilities, Luffy still had the upper hand. Luffy can not only stretch his body, but he can affect his surrounding areas with ease, and any physical thing that Deku throws at him can be turned into rubber and bounce back. And since Luffy's body is made out of rubber, Deku's punches and kicks won't be affecting him like they usually do, so Deku would have to find a way to go around it. Luffy also has better sensing techniques due to him having future sight, so Deku's smokescreen quirk becomes useless, and his danger sense is just an inferior version of Luffy's observation haki. And with Luffy's advanced Conqueror's haki and Ryo's haki, Luffy is easily bypassing Deku's defenses with ease, and this fight would definitely go to Monkey D Luffy. So let's give it up to our winner, Monkey D Luffy. Well, that's all for this video, guys. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Let me know your opinions in the comment section below. I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash because of this video, but it's whatever. And I'm out of here. Peace.